In this episode of Singapore Spin, we visit Let 'em Play, which is somewhere in Boon Lay, also the Boondocks a little bit if you don't live in the West. For me, it was really near, and I met up with Mina K, who was my company for the day. Real fun stuff. Just take a MRT to Clementi and a 105 bus, and when you see McDonald's after a couple of stops, maybe like 6 stops, on the right, drop. It's right there. There's a big wall, and it explains to you the rules. Mostly you have to harness yourself. And then you can have fun with all the things you're seeing now in the video. There are 17 obstacles in this whole area. There are also several walls that you can climb. Mina and I started out with this wall, the 2 red walls side by side with a harness attached. For this particular wall, you don't need any crew to help you out. The pulley at the top actually catches you as you fall, so it drops you gradually down. But it still takes a bit of getting used to because it doesn't seem there's anyone there, and to trust the machine is something I took a while to get used to as well. And also the shoes, if you notice, we're wearing our normal sports sneakers. Not the best for these kind of walls. Very tricky because it doesn't grip as well. It's too spongy. So they actually have special shoes. So speaking of that, there are a lot of kind of hidden costs. There was a $15 registration fee, and then there was a $5 harness rental, something like that, and then different packages. So in total, we paid up to $51. You get also a membership card, and you can come back within the year at a member price. So coming up to the top here, you see Mina's catching up with me, and just about to hit the top. You can see the timer going, hitting almost 99 seconds, which is the maximum. So if you don't make it up by 99 seconds, it kind of hits a plateau. So Mina makes it. I'm hanging on for dear life, not daring to look back. Finally I do, and then we do the drop down. So when you drop down, just make sure you stand up straight when you hit the floor, otherwise you'll end up on the floor like us. See, we completely fall to the ground. Luckily there was no one there that day, so it wasn't that embarrassing. Any case, we swap sides now, and you can see us definitely more tired the second time around. We don't really actually make it up to the top of the wall, so we keep trying, and then eventually we sort of give up. You can see us falling off bit by bit here, and then we just give the giraffe one a go, which was much easier. So difficulty level is 4 in the giraffe, which actually is easier. The wall is 2. The red wall is 2. Be sure to stretch in between. We spent like a good 45 minutes on this wall before we were really tired and decided, better to not climb and actually take on the obstacle course. So after a few more tries and some advice from this lady who said that we should try on the shoes, but apparently the shoes are only for the augmented reality wall, which we did later on, so you'll see that. But this is the obstacle course. There are 2 levels on top. There's like maybe say about 10 and then another 7 below, so they're not connected. So you either try the top one first or the bottom one first, and some of them are pretty tricky, some are pretty straightforward. You'll have to try this for yourself.
So Mina,
pretty
do you
fun.
want it easy or difficult? Because if you do it easy, it's just the rope, but difficult, you want to stick your... Okay, you're doing that already.
Here we have another competition. This time around the grips are like exactly the same on either side. Same position, but different grips though, so not completely fair. And then this one, we need people to help us out, and then we just climb. This is a pretty awesome one. I completely failed, and we were quite tired by then, so both of us took quite a bit to get up to the top. This time around we don't drop when we fall because the people are holding us up, so we can actually just kind of cheat our way up.
We choose the game here, and Mina's figuring out why there are no legs, and you're supposed to only use the lit markers.
So this is the
Anywhere.
exciting augmented reality wall, a separate package
get
thing,
up
not connected to
here.
the other ones. And
there's
this
no
is actually
harness.
the most fun, I would say. You can compete against each other or work together,
But you have
and
to
this is
start on
us
the
just trying to
blinking
figure
two
out
ones there. It's blinking for
how
you,
it
yeah.
all works. It's amazing technology. Whatever you video, you can also put and send to yourself an email and then put on YouTube. They actually do that for you on their own YouTube page. So you can share it with your friends, and I think it's fun if it's a huge group. So 2 people, it still works out, but if you bring a bigger group, it might be more fun. So here we're playing ping pong, and this is the co-op one. I think, I'm not even sure how this works, but basically on the competitive one, which you'll see really soon, where it's blue and red, you can key in your own names, and you just basically hit the ping pong back and forth, and you score by touching the extreme right wall, like I would score on the extreme right wall and she would score on the extreme left wall. So you're just trying to prevent that ball from going to either side.
Who scores? Wins.
Here we have Whack-A-Bat. It's a co-op game where you try and whack as many bats as you can. Basically, each bat has a timer. See, it's red there. You don't want it to get too red because after a certain time, you lose the game. So you have to hit them, not let them stay on the screen for too long. We ended up not climbing too much, except for the high ones. You can see they're reachable if you jump, if you're tall. So I don't know, it kind of defeats the purpose, I guess, but still very fun nonetheless. You can see how it gets really hectic. We're just like jumping after a while. A really, really good workout. And that's pretty much it. You can cover the whole thing if it's not crowded at all in, say, about 2.5 hours. Also, you can design your own little courses on the software. Feel free to explore it. Lots of interesting things to do. Let 'em Play, now open at Boon Lay. Check it out. Thanks for joining us. Till the next episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on Dwayne Spin Stop.